The Patriots hit the field for OTAs today, and I want all of Patriots Nation to see this video. So I'm asking you guys, share the video to a Patriots friend that you have, and so I know who the real ones are. Comment down below, real one. Let's get at least 20 shares on today's video so we can go talk about OTAs. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and it was an exciting day. Patriots OTAs, and I got all my takeaways for you guys. They hit the field yesterday, but it was not open to the media. But today, the media was able to go in, interview Mike Vrabel, interview a bunch of players, and actually see Drake Maye in action, see all the rookies in action, see Will Campbell in action. So let's get right to it. This is what my first takeaway, and it isn't really a takeaway about OTAs, but Mike Vrabel announced it in his press conference before they hit the practice field that the joint practices were announced. And this is where you get to practice against other teams rather than just your own team during training camp. Here's your preseason schedule, which we haven't talked about on the show yet. You play the Commanders August 8th. You go to the Vikings August 16th. And then, of course, death taxes and the Patriots playing the Giants in the preseason on the 21st. They'll be practicing with the Washington Commanders and the Minnesota Vikings for those joint practices. And I'll be honest, I absolutely love them. I know some people don't because a lot of times you get in fights, but I kind of enjoy that rowdiness. I kind of enjoy just seeing all the teams play together. You play 100% harder when you're not playing your own teammates. You know, it doesn't matter. You don't care if those guys get hurt. You're going full steam ahead, fully all the way. And also, you see the same system over and over and over again. When you go and play against, let's say, the Commanders, you go play against the Vikings, that's a different offensive set, so you're not just working with, the defense isn't just going up against Josh McDaniels' offense. The offense is not just going up against Terrell Williams' defense. I really enjoy these joint practices. Now let's get down to the real OTA takeaways. And the first one I'm not very happy about. I saw this tweet, and it comes from Mark Daniels, and Drake Maye, that man, he struggled to say the least. In his first two 11v11 series, Drake Maye was intercepted 4 times in 8 attempts. Picked off by Christian Gonzalez, which we talked about on yesterday's video, how he is a top 5 corner in the league. Del Pettis, the undrafted free agent from last year, and Craig Woodson, the drafted safety. Shaky start. Drake Maye finished 7 for 8. So I'm just going to say, he finished 7 for 8. Everybody, calm down. Calm down. If you're a part of Patriots Twitter, you might see a couple tweets like, I'm out on Drake Maye. No, just calm down. It's the first time you see him on the field. He's getting the jitters out. I'd be getting butterflies in my stomach if I had not been on the football field for a while in the actual team practices. You're also getting to know the rookies. You're getting to know Kyle Williams. You're getting to know Effton Chisum, the undrafted free agent, which we'll talk about in a second. It's going to be a little rusty. You're going to have miscommunication. And that's why you just need to relax. It's only the first day. You practice these multiple throughout the offseason, but you're really getting into it the first couple days of OTAs. I doubt these same mistakes will be made in May that are not going to happen in August. And another thing, Drake Maye worked with Alex Van Pelt last year. This year, he's bringing into a completely new offense with Josh McDaniels. It's going to take him a while to learn that playbook. Josh McDaniels was hired a couple months ago, but it's going to take time once you actually get on the field and actually coached by Coach McDaniels. And if you see this picture, he looks strong. He finished strong. 7 for 8, and honestly, this is just from an observation, looks a little skinnier out there. Now, I don't want him to just be running around like crazy when you're going out there like he did last year and put his body on the line, get a concussion. But I think Drake Maye is going to be fine. Everybody just keep calm. 4 interceptions, though. If that happens in a couple weeks at these next mini camps, I'm gonna be stressing. The next one I'm going to be talking about is the running backs. And for starters, one of the running backs wasn't there, and it was Ramondre Stevenson, and it was very sad. His dad passed away. And this is a tweet from Mark Daniels. Mike Vrabel talked about it today at his press conference. He's been in communication with Ramondre Stevenson, who lost his father this offseason, said he wants to aid in Stevenson's healing and that the running back is a big part of the team. when your dad passes away, if I would take as much time as possible, it's May. I know some people act differently. We saw in the hockey series with, I think it was Winnipeg. The man's dad passed away tragically, and then he came in, scored the first goal, which was absolutely incredible. Some people cope a lot different. So I'm going to give Ramondre Stevenson, just take your time, get back to the field when you want to come out there. And that's why I'm asking you guys, show some love and support to Ramondre Stevenson. Spam your 38s down in the chat. We want him to get back. We want him to be okay. It's tough losing someone, and I'm wishing him the best. But the one thing that, because Ramondre Stevenson wasn't there, was we got to see a lot more of TreVeyon Henderson. And I wish I could see a lot of tape, but a lot of tape isn't being posted on social media that I've seen him. Mark Daniels, he said, this is the first time I've seen him live, and he is so fast. And he also had 2 catches from Drake Maye. And I'm looking forward to TreVeyon Henderson because you get him in that Josh McDaniel offense where it's just dink and dunk and dink and dunk. Kind of that James White film. I mean, look at this guy. He's a tank. He was an absolute tank. And I saw one podcast clip on Twitter that James White said he's been talking to the coaching staff of New England, and he gave a little tip. Yeah, they've been watching some of my tape because they're trying to implement TreVeyon Henderson as that new James White in the offense. And he is so quick, and he can also block. That's another underrated part about TreVeyon Henderson's game is he's a great pass blocker. That's why the Patriots drafted him. Next takeaway. Wide receivers. We didn't see Stephon Diggs because he's still recovering from that ACL tear. He's obviously going to be wide receiver number 1. But the one thing that I was looking forward to most was watching Kyle Williams. And while Kyle Williams, there's a lot of miscommunication. It's your first time getting with Drake Maye, and he struggled in OTAs. I think he was not catching passes, just not on the same page as your quarterback. And that's going to take time. We saw in rookie minicamp how well he did. Just that one move he made. Quick, speed, he can run routes. He wasn't catching the ball. But the one surprise to me, and that's what people were talking about, is that Javon Baker was the best wide receiver on the field. And we know how he played last year, and that was just absolutely terrible. Mike Kadlick, he tweeted this out, and it just popped on my feed, and I was like, holy shit. Great contested catch by Javon Baker on a back shoulder throw from Drake Maye during 11s. Christian Gonzalez was draped on him. He was also a great cornerback. Picked it right out of the air. If Javon Baker can show up like that, and it's only his second year, he could make a bounce back from last year's rookie season because his rookie season was terrible. I'm totally okay with that. We could have as much wide receivers as we can. Also, Kyle Williams, 1 for 4 targets. He had a pass breakup with him, and one pass that was intended for him was intercepted because of miscommunication. But the one guy that's really stood out, and it's undrafted free agent Effton Chisum. He was shining, apparently, at OTAs. We had these 2 tweets from Evan Lazar, who works with the Patriots. He's the reporter of Mark Daniels. Evan Lazar said, Effton Chisum was heavily involved, catching multiple passes from backup Josh Dobbs. Chisum can separate and knows how to get to his spots. A name to watch for as things progress here. Effton Chisum popped off on offense. He had 3 catches and 1 from Ben Woodridge, the other undrafted free agent. The Patriots really, really, really wanted Effton Chisum. They paid him guaranteed money more than some of their draft picks, like Kobe Minor. Yeah, Effton Chisum's making more money than Kobe Minor and half the other 6th round and 7th round. They'd given him guaranteed money so other teams couldn't get Effton Chisum. And you see those numbers where he was at Eastern Washington. Cooper Kupp-like numbers. He actually beat Cooper Kupp's record. 120 receptions, 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns in one season. If he shows out, which what he did in minicamp, rookie minicamp, and now he's showing out in OTAs where he's practicing with the starters. He's going up against the Christian Gonzalez's. He's going up against the Marcus Jones and now Carlton Davis. I think he's going to make this roster. There's 19 or 21 out of the last 23 seasons for the Patriots. At least one undrafted free agent has made the team. And I think they really like what they see in Effton Chisum. He can be that Julian Edelman type player. And I think that's my bold prediction that he is going to make the final Patriots 53-man roster come once the season starts. And the last one is the offensive line. And everybody talks about it multiple times. Well, Campbell, he's got short arms. He's a T-Rex.
he can't block, so let's move him to guard. Yeah, well, the Patriots said, screw that. We're not listening to anybody, any of the media talk, what anybody thinks, and he's the starting left tackle. Set that in stone. Here's the first offensive line with Drake Maye. We got Will Campbell, Cole Strange, Bradbury, Mike Owenu, and Morgan Moses. A couple people were limited, so you switched it up, but this is what the offensive line is going to be. And this is what we expected the offensive line to be. Campbell, Strange, Bradbury, Morgan Moses, Owenu. I still want to see them get another guard, but we had it. This is the graphic that's been made since the NFL draft happened, and there is no changes. So all the media can just shut up. Campbell is going to be at left tackle. I'm a little bit interested with Cole Strange. Can he kind of bounce back? And especially Mike Owenu, can he bounce back after a very disappointing 2024 season? Morgan Moses, though, he's old, but he's going to bring veteran leadership, and he is going to help Will Campbell be an absolute tank. And that's what Will Campbell's looking to do. We heard him right after the end, or right after he was drafted. He's going to die for Drake Maye out in the field. And I love that. And he's getting extra reps. This is second days of OTAs. Practice is over, and he's still on the field trying to get better and working with Morgan Moses. Working with the veteran guy that plays tackle. Learning from a veteran guy, leadership. And then Morgan Moses said after, which if you watched Forged in Foxborough, biggest propaganda I've ever seen. His locker is next to, Will Campbell's locker is next to Will Campbell. And Morgan Moses said that he's a stud and he has to get reps together every single day because that's what Will Campbell wants to do. Get better. Be that best left tackle in the NFL. You're drafted 4th overall. You have a lot to prove as that 4th guy, and you don't want to be a bust. You don't want to disappoint. My overall take on OTAs is I was kind of impressed. I mean, you can't really judge much. It's the first time you're on the field. You're not wearing pads or anything like that. Little miscommunication between Drake Maye and the wide receivers, but that'll be handled. If we go into July and August and Drake Maye's throwing 4 interceptions and 8 attempts, and I think I see the second coming of Mac Jones, then I'm going to be really concerned. But other than that, I'm pretty impressed with what the Patriots have been. I think they have the biggest turnaround in 2025. Before we get out of here, I want to tell you about you can get your Patriots gear today. And you can get it on sale, $15.99. We found this shirt on Fanatics, and if you go to chatsports.com/PatriotsT, you can get yours today. We're going to put that in the comments and description of today's video. I hate typing things out. So just click it right in the comments or description. Get yours today for 60% off. It's a Nike shirt, guys. You can get yours today. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Patriots Today, we're on our way to 27,000 subs.